I'm probably gonna have to use some bleeps there because I said too many bad words describing people who think the lats are an external rotator of the shoulder. Sorry. Max effort squat day, and we're gonna piss off the whole internet because I've got Charchuk and I running a high box squat. Now, pissing off the regular nerds is going to be obvious because we're just not going to be hitting depth because the box is high. But we're also going to piss off the conjugate nerds because the first thing I'm going to say about box squats is that if you are doing them for overload, it means you're stupid. Because if your only reason for running a partial range of motion is so that you can make it easier and handle more weight, you're kind of wasting your time and not getting as much out of it as you could. So if we're not doing it for overload, why are we squatting high? Both of us have been struggling with our eccentric positioning a little bit as of late, and running the higher box is going to let us dial in the pick, dial in the initiation, dial in the eccentric without needing to worry about too much else. So yeah, we are making the squat easier with less range, but we're doing it so we can focus on something else better. Plus, if we box squat right, actually settle on the sucker and pause, squatting that little bit high is still going to be pretty freaking hard. But before we get to the shit show that is inevitably about to ensue,
get yourself around a group of lifters who give as much of a shit about training as you do. I'm inviting you to join Team Activated, a community where you will find all of the support, education, and mentorship necessary to reach the highest levels that you can in this sport.
Added a little bit to the box because it wasn't high enough for my satisfaction. I actually might want to pull that mat out. Yeah, that's actually better. Never mind. Disregard the higher box. And the goal there is not to sit back, not to swing back, not to get loose in the box, not to do any like West Side bullshit. The goal is to overemphasize having the right amount of hinge and right amount of quads to carry back into my free squat, which we're probably going to test out as down sets after this. Get those knees locked. There you go. Good. And today is Miana's last squat of her prep, so she will not be doing any box squat bullshit. Squat. Good. And let's all make fun of Joel again for being a nerd and not box squatting. Squat. Pull, pull, pull. Good. Elbows. Pull, 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 pull. Sit. Yep. Good. And Darrell got into the American Pro, so he is no longer 2 weeks out at this point, so he's going to go a little bit lighter to kind of reset the peak. Good. Squat. Pull, 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 pull. Good. For this being Miana's last squat of the meet prep, I am really freaking looking forward to not having to wrap every single weekend. Because it's kind of a pain in the ass. Like, I have to take my sleeves off between sets, have to get a forearm and finger pump, hurdy on my hands. Not a good time. Okay, let's go. Squat. Pull, pull, 2, 1. Yep. Good. Check. Squat. Pull, 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 pull. Yep. Good. Nice work. Where do you want to go? Where are you going?
I think 5 to the box.
Yeah, yeah.
You feeling that?
Squat. Pull, 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 pull. Sit. Drive. Good. Way forward. And I ain't feeling the freshest, so being a pansy, small jump, seeing if we can get our shit together. And I mean, not much better, but at least good enough that we can take another jump. And I am like counting down the number of knee reps I have left this training cycle. What, like 4 left, 3 left? Either way, we're getting close. Good. Lock in. Hard abs, right? Yes. Squat. Pull. 2. Yep. Good. Squat. Right. Pull, 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 pull. Yep. There you go. Pull, pull, pull. Yep. Good. Chug. Pull, 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 pull. Yep. You know what? I'm fucking happy to see that aggressive dip on the last one.
Into the.
Yeah, you know, you got the. Doing it. And I mean, based on that, I think everyone, including myself, is in trouble for December. Also, Charchak's going 300. Let's see if he can hold the shit together better.
Knees.
Squat! Pull, pull, pull. Sit. Cut! Good.
Forward.
Yeah. Much better. Still a little on the pick, like a little more spine than I want, but much better squat. And now I gotta get my fucking shit together or else we're not doing another jump. Nope. Unwise today. I don't know. And another thing about the high box that I didn't want to admit going into the session is I wanted to run it because I knew I was a bit overcooked. I just didn't realize how overcooked I am. And like 2015 Seth would have headbutted the bar and just figured out how to fucking, make that happen. But 2024 Seth realizes that if I feel so shitty that my brace isn't there for 600 pounds, it's probably wiser to move on and run a little bit lighter just to get some practice in. Like 2 more reps left and then we're done. Okay. Forward. Squat. Pull, 2, 1. Yep. Clean. Yeah, there you go. You can clean up the pick.
What's that? Yes, I think I can. Yeah.
Okay, so 320.
320. We got you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Lock in and get that tall again, and like if you can just get harder quads, harder glutes, and just make the pick legs and just flex the legs hard,
Gotcha.
It's gonna be good.
Okay, I think so. Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
we'll do it.
Yeah.
I got a piss. I'll be right back. We'll do it.
Okay, I might take mine before then.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And had I known that I was gonna feel like I feel right now, I probably would have chosen something different. But I didn't know how not good I felt going in, and I wanted to give myself a shot at doing something productive with something heavy. But now that's out of the way, we're gonna get some reps in, try to normalize the groove, try to feel the brace, and just try to get something out of a day where we can't really push a ton of loading.
One eternity later.
And here's the thing, even if the box squats went like total fucking shit, that might be the best my screen squat groove has felt in a very long time. But holy fuck, I'm out of breath because that was some reps. And Char said he can clean up his pick, so we're gonna see if he can clean up his pick and make 705 move. Big elbows, big arch. Quads. Good. Squat. Pull, pull, pull. Yep. Fuck yeah, dude. Way forward. Hey, good work.
Hey, I'll take it. There we go. Thank you.
Best one of the day.
Good work, sir.
Still not good, but like I'm okay with that. And knowing how he squats, like a box squat's gonna be hard as freaking shit for him. So being able to run 705, make it look decent on a week where he's a little fatigued too, like we're in fucking good shape. Also, I missed recording this when we were waiting for Charjak to get his shit together and squat, but we're trying to get Joel to find more lat on his bench, and everyone thinks like lat is like twisting like that way, but because everyone's the lat isn't wraps around the inside of the shoulder, it's an internal rotator, so actually you want to find more lat. Driving index finger in is how we're going to achieve it, and Joel's kind of trying to figure out how to make that happen on his bench. So what we're talking about is running a row where he's trying to drive that down, keep elbow high, flex in there, pull, and his lat feels very hard and chunky right now, so makes sense? I'm probably gonna have to use some bleeps there because I said too many bad words describing people who think the lats are an external repeater of the shoulder. Sorry. Squat! Good. Fuck yeah! Toes! Find it? Yes! Woo! Nice work. And I'm gonna go 4 plates instead of 3 plates because it's probably better practice having a little bit more weight, and I will have to do less reps to get an adequate stimulus out of it.
Good.
Yep. Much more optimistic at this point in my life than I was during the box squats. So part of me obviously hopes this goes really well and she smashes it. Part of me hopes it goes kind of shitty just so I don't have to rap again, but we'll deal with it if I do. Okay. Squat! 2, 1. Up! Yes! What? Pull. Yep. Good. Yep. Fuck yeah, dude.
You're back.
Let's go.
Big breaks. Tighter. Nice.
Fuck yeah, dude. Nice work. How'd that feel?
Fuck, what do I do next week now? That's the annoying part. Now I have to do what, 305?
Yeah, I guess. Sucks to suck. And I mean, like, again, obviously not stoked with how the box squats felt. Am stoked that shit came together with the freeze. And I think that if anything, it kind of just like paints a picture of what my squat really does need right now. And I think that I just need to quit fucking variations of max effort day, just squat until I reestablish a groove, and then let the accessories take care of the weak point stuff building. And I think that will be the better option for the short term, and maybe migrate back to more true max effort later on. But I think for now, we just crank on squats, crank on accessories, and let shit happen. So, accessory time. And on that note, with deadlifts feeling as not good as they have been, and adductors feeling like they could use a little bit of extra touching, I'm gonna run some controlled eccentric sumo reps. Straps because I'm a pansy. And running 3-4 work set, which should be heavy enough to like let me push an adductor, but not so heavy that I have to cheat away from adductor. So we should be able to get some good adductor work in, hopefully. That's the ticket. But I mean, we got the taint growing feel we wanted, so we'll run another. And now that that bullshit is out of the way, we're back to hate my life with some naked knee hack squats. And we're gonna try to like leg curl my way into the quads, maximize the amount that we can get with the minimization of weight with how stuff feels today.
It's another thing, dude. Like, if you did that everywhere.
Okay, going 3, trying to touch that gross place in my quads. I hate how much harder that feels without sleeves, but it's probably going to be good for me. And Joel is doing the rows that we talked about, so let's coach him up a little bit. Try to guide elbow up a hair. Yeah, then pull and keep hand low, keep hand low. That feel more? Yeah?
It feels more like the combination of like upper back.
Yeah, like where you want to have that with the upper back. You get the rear delt spread with the lat. Give it a whirl, guys. Anyways, we're back to suffer through 4 plates, naked knee. RIP Seth. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Also glad it's over. And I think I got a quarter decent idea for a Bulgarian split squat setup here. Fat pad bench, so it's nice and squishy for my frail little ankles. Then I got the handles right here that I can hold on to, and we can just jam out on some Bulgarians where we're not going to be limited by our stability. Holy, it's like I'm smart sometimes. And I'm kind of tempted to try the cable for loading here. Not sure how it'll pan out though. After some brief deliberation, I decided the cable was a stupid idea, so we're going kettlebell. And like the key to making split squats not totally useless for building strength is making sure that we have something to hold on to for stability, so it still is going to be a factor, but it won't be the limiting factor, and you'll actually be able to get some good contraction in with them. Gonna run another one and move the camera so it looks fancier. And we're cranking in on some Meadows rows again because I'm realizing that a mistake I made with the diet is thinking, oh, my upper back's always been a strong point, didn't really prioritize upper back work all that much through the cut, and now I'm like, fuck, we gotta get catching up. So let's get catching up. And I mean, we got the Nordic bench over here now, so when in Rome, I don't know how the rest of that saying's supposed to go, but I'm going to do some Nordics. With the bench on a pretty high angle so I don't actually die. Oh. I hate how hard that is. And I swear I'm trying to control the eccentric, it just isn't happening right now. And I have something I'm genuinely curious about in terms of whether or not it'll be good for ab work. See if this feels okay compared to a GHR setup. I actually like it. It kind of reminds me of a decline setup bench, but not on a decline because you can kind of like dead bug into the pad to get the rectus really on and then lead with rib cage first. So it makes it a lot of rectus abdominis compared to a GHR setup. Might want to add some load because it isn't the hardest thing, but I'm okay with this. cute little kettlebell acquired. So I think the lesson today is, I don't want to say balance because balance is kind of bullshit, but if you are burning the candle from all ends, like if you're cooking it hard in training, if you are doing a lot of accessory volume, if you have a lot of good sessions in a row, like it's bound to have a session where fatigue is going to catch up to you unless you work to manage fatigue better. And like, I have been cooking pretty well for the last little bit. Like last week's squat was decent, push hard on down sets. Last week's lighter bench session, pushed hard, really did well in the overhead press. Deadlift day got a lot of good volume in on the blocks. Bench day went freaking insane, and I didn't really do any backing down to account for all of the ramping up there. And today I kind of paid for it a little bit. And I think like the big thing that I did wrong over the last week to lead today feeling kind of like shit is Darrell and I have been kind of doing all of the dumb ab work because we're having fun with it, but my torso was freaking cooked. And like on that 280 kilo that I just like pushed into and was like, this ain't gonna go well. It was like I knew wedging in, like I couldn't scoop my pelvis through to set my braces at my wedge. I was just like fucking chattering, and it just like wasn't there. And on this stage of my career, like I know if my brace is in there, like I could have stood it up. I probably could have squatted it, but then as it like, is it worth risking dumping load somewhere that it doesn't belong this far out when training has been going well? And like, probably not. And then kind of again, like knowing how the downsets felt, like just getting that pattern and getting that practice, getting those reps, like it felt really freaking good. So that kind of makes me want to think like, okay, moving forward on squats, I might move away from true max effort work for a little bit so I can have a better technical base in order to do max effort work from. So that's probably going to look like over the next few weeks is probably just like a kind of linear-ish wave for the next couple of weeks, maybe some fives, maybe some fours, maybe some threes, I don't know. And then after that, I might do some flat loading singles on competition squat just to make sure it's dialed. But I think like that's what's going to get me where I need to be on squats. And like at 12 weeks out, obviously I would rather feel better. But knowing that I'm coming off the pack, knowing that I'm coming off the diet, I'm also okay being here because knowing how good last week went, I know that it is coming along and I'm not worried about today because I know that today is just fatigue, limiting performance. I know I did not get this much weaker in a week. So we're just going to roll and make the best decisions we can. And I think that today going the way that today did, it's going to help me make better decisions in the future because coming off the diet, I think part of the problem is like, I feel like I'm in insanely fucking good shape compared to when I was 308. Like my per session tolerance to volume, my per session tolerance to work is so much higher than when I was fatter, but my ability to recover session to session with less food, I don't think it's quite where I want it to be in like considering how much work I have been doing. So I probably need to be a little bit more cautious in regards to total work, even if it feels good during the session. So I'm going to take that into better account moving forward. And I also need to understand that if I want to get better at total work, I might kind of need to just kind of shove my way through the bullshit for a while, but we're going to shove ourselves more cautiously rather than just kind of like ramming it right in there. And if you guys want help with your training, if you want help figuring it out, if you want an outside voice to talk you through the days that are hard and talk you through how to make better decisions, hit that link below, sign up for Team Activated, because the goal with that is to make good coaching skill accessible for everyone. Like I had an Instagram DM today where buddy that signed up last week, like he was talking about how he was so blown away by how much is in there and how little I'm charging for it. But it's like the goal of it is to make it accessible. Like the stuff that I'm doing, I could charge more, obviously, but I want to make it so that everyone can sign up for it and no one has an excuse not to sign up because my goal with it is to make powerlifting coaching better. And we can either do that by giving lifters the skill to coach themselves or giving coaches more skills so they can provide better value to their lifters. And that's the whole deal. So if you want to make this sport better, if you want to make coaching better, if you want to kill copy and paste coaching with me, hop in there and let's do it.